Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Pete Zedlacher!
Vancouver! Show number 22 of 70 shows this year. The Snowed In Comedy Tour just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Let's start with a big ovation for Paul and Dan and Erica and Damon. Yes! Snowed In! 4 months. We're doing this for 4 months, coast to coast, 8 provinces. And then in May, I'm going down to Las Vegas. I'm getting married. Getting married in Las Vegas, very exciting. To one lucky audience member, scan to win. You can be the winner. Hope it's a lady. Gonna get married in Las Vegas, and then we're gonna head to Europe. I got my family over there. My father's family is over there. We're gonna meet some Zedlachers. So I'm learning the language, German. It's a beautiful language. They say French is the language of romance. German is the language of murder. That's the best way to put it. Some words just don't translate. Like, I assume in Germany there's not a lot of surprise parties. Like here in Canada, we all hide in the darkness. The birthday boy comes in, we all jump on surprise! Right? It's fun. In Germany, it'd be Überraschung! Ich lerne ein bisschen Deutsch mit meinem Handy. Ja, sehr gut. Yeah. We had an Austrian couple come to the show, and they talked to me afterwards, and they're very nice. They said, "Oh, enjoyed your show. It's very good. Yeah, it's very good." That's how Austrians talk. Germans are more direct, more robotic. Like, yeah, your show is fantastic. It was the best thing I've ever seen. It's fantastic. It changed my life. Yeah, it's very good. Yeah. Austrians are like, yeah, I like your show. It's very good. I have an upside down pineapple. Die Ananas. German for pineapple, by the way. But this German couple said to me, they said, "Why don't you do any jokes about Austria?" I said, "Oh, that's interesting. What would I talk about in Austria?" They said, "Oh, so many things you could talk about. So many famous people. We've got Christoph Waltz, 2-time Academy Award winner. People love him. And Mozart, of course, the greatest composer of our time from Vienna. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course. We love Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, he's a bodybuilder. Adolf Hitler. The Alps. We have the Alps. Schnitzel. We already got a family, dog family. We're a dog family, by the way. I don't know if there's any dog families joining us here tonight. Yeah, real families, right? Dog family. They say when you have a dog for a long time, you start to look like your dog. I heard this recently. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I thought I'd just open it up to you guys in Vancouver. Just take a look at what you're looking at here on stage and just shout it out. Just shout out what dog you think this family might have here. Hey, I'm reading. Frenchie? Ooh la la. 9 Frenchie. Pug, second guess. Pug. The answer is Pug! Still yelling answer. I think it's a Bijou. No, it's Pug. Thank you for that vote of confidence, by the way. Like you're like, oh yeah, I see it now. I see the Pug. Yeah. The dog with the squished in face. They're all eyeballs and grins. Loaf of bread with rolls. You guys are like, oh, I see it now. I see that, yeah. Pretty good. I like to find out if an audience has the same sense of humor as me. One of my favorite things, and it never fails to make me laugh, is when I see a dog pooping. Anybody else get a kick? I'm walking with my lady, I always point it out. I'm like, look at that guy. She said, oh, come on, why did you make me look at that? It's just so funny, it's so awkward, right? Because dogs are so magical. They got the 4 legs, and they can run so fast, and they got the amazing sense of smell, but when they poop, it's the most awkward thing. Their back is all hunched over, and it's kind of... Don't look at me! Get out of here! They look so embarrassed. I looked this up. Dogs are not embarrassed when they're pooping. They're not. They feel vulnerable. Did you know that? They feel vulnerable. It goes back to their wolf ancestry, right? Because when they were pooping, that's when predators could get them. They were vulnerable. Right? So I found that out. So I reassure my dog when she's pooping now. When she's pooping, I'm like, you're doing good. Good for you. You're a good girl. And you're pooping and you're safe and there's no predators. There's no predators. You're a good girl and you're doing good. I want that for my life. That'd be amazing. Sitting on the toilet and just a warm, reassuring voice comes over. Like a Morgan Freeman. You're doing great. People like you. You remind me of my friend Andy. See what to know. People like your Morgan Freeman impression. It's not great. Probably shouldn't do it at a TV taping, I'll tell you that much. They're probably gonna edit this joke out of the special, I'm gonna be honest with you. All right. One person applause break, thank you very much. Very kind of you. I don't know what that come on was meant for. Come on, keep doing it! More poop jokes, come on, man! Hot button topic in Canada this year is renters versus landlords. Now, I don't know where Vancouver falls on this debate, but I fall on the side of the renters. I am renters' rights, right? There's too many of these greedy landlords out there taking advantage of Canadians, hardworking Canadians, right? And then this past year, I became a landlord. I was like, oh, back it up. Hey, come on, hey, we're not all bad. Give us a bad name, you know? I think that's exactly it. It's the name, landlord. Can we get rid of that term, that antiquated term, landlord? Hello, I am the landlord, yes, you see? All this land you see, I am the lord of, yes. I am the landlord. It has been a fortnight. It is time for my taxes. Landlord. That said, I've been flying business class a lot more, so I don't buy business class tickets, by the way, airfare. No, I do. I get E upgrades. I'm a points guy. Is there points people here? You gotta be a points person, right? You can collect the points, and you get enough points, then you get status. Then you get enough status, they're like, you can sit up front. Sit up in business class, it's nice. Because usually I'm in the back. I'm in economy. That's what we call it in Canada. Economy class and business class, right? I've been working in the States. And they call it first class. They don't mix words down there. No, this is first class people are up here. You skedaddle to the back there. That's coach. That's what they call it in the States, coach. Hey, you're gonna be sitting on luggage. Just keep moving to the back. You're gonna keep... And the airlines set it up that way, right? You gotta walk onto the plane. You have to walk through business class. Like it's a commercial. Like, wow, this is amazing up here. Look at how comfortable that is. Oh, no, we keep going. Oh, this gets worse. It gets way worse. Like a luxury condo to the back of a Greyhound bus. Just. You ever walk through business class just silently judging everybody in business class? Like, how did you get up here? You want to be fucking better than me? You fucking... The line gets snarled, right? You're just standing there in business class waiting for the line to move. You're standing next to somebody in business class like, hey, how are you doing? Good for you up here in business class, eh? What are you, 2A? Good for you. I'm 37F. I'm 37F back there. You got a hot towel. That's nice, hot towel. Well, they gave me a wet nap. I got a wet nap when they came in. I gotta clean my chair when I sit down. I gotta clean it. I got a dirty chair I gotta clean up. You got the hot towel. That's nice. And a champagne. Good for you. Is that real champagne? Good. Nice. They took my water bottle when I got on the plane. You get a real meal with cutlery. I know, it's nice. I'm gonna order a $17 sandwich that comes in a bag. It's gonna be nice. Oh, hey, Paul, good to see you. Hey, don't let him tell you he's a doctor. That's my buddy Paul, he's a comedian. Not a doctor, not a doctor. So I was doing a gig down in the United States, and they paid me in cash. Okay, so I got, by the way, if there's anybody here that works for Revenue Canada, this is all make-em-ups. This is all, nobody gets paid in cash. So I had a collection of American money and Canadian money, and I kept this money in my passport wallet. So I get on the plane, I have to show my passport to get on the plane, sit down in my business class seat, put my passport back in my passport wallet, and all the money falls on the floor, right? It's a collection of American money and Canadian money. I scoop it up just as people are walking onto the plane to walk through business class to get into their economy class seat. I'm the jerk in business class, literally counting money. Just... Can't these poor people get their own entrance? Yes, I am a landlord, you see. I did something very fun this past year. It was a passion project I had for a lot of years, and I finally got around to doing it. I wrote a play. And I performed it all around all the fringe festivals around Canada. It's a collection of stories that I gathered from my experiences and adventures going over and performing for the troops in war zones. And it was called The War Comic. And it was a collection of funny stories and really heartbreaking stories and dramatic stories. And I thought it'd be a great way to wrap up the show here in Vancouver. I could just share some of the funniest ones from The War Comic with you guys. Do you guys want to hear some War Comic stories? They're fun. I got to perform in Israel. Awkward pause. Okay, one. Very nice. Canadians don't know how to react to that. They're like, I don't know, you tell me what to do. I performed in Tel Aviv, and I was there to perform for the Canadian forces, obviously. And the Canadian forces that are stationed there, they employ a lot of the locals to help them out. So they invited them to my show, right? So my show was an audience made up of Canadian soldiers, Jewish people, and Palestinian people, all mixed together, right? In that moment, I solved the Middle East peace crisis. Like, I solved it, guys. I created world peace in the Middle East by 2 hours. Comedy can change the world, I'm telling you. Like Vancouver's reaction. Are we allowed to even applaud that? I don't know. Are we? Yes, it's fine. It's good. And I said to that audience, I said, I don't know if I'm allowed to do religious material. I think I'm going to stay away from it. They're like, good idea. But I had to tell them one story. I said, when I got to Tel Aviv, I took a tour of the Mount of Temptation. Now, if you're up on your Bible, you know that's where Jesus fasted for 40 days, and then he went in the mountains, and then the devil showed up and tempted him, and Jesus said no. And by the way, that was real fasting he did, not intermittent fasting. Like, it was the real deal. Like, he was not 16:8, he was 24:0, like nothing. Like, that's an overlooked miracle in my books. So that is, because day one I'd been like, I'm with you, devil. I am starving, man. This is, you got an A&W up here? Let's grab a grandpa. So I told that audience in Tel Aviv, I said, it's an amazing experience to visit the Mount of Temptation because you see the sights that Jesus would have seen. You walk the path where Jesus would have walked. You take the gondola that Jesus would have taken. And they were like, okay, we'll give you that one. That's pretty good. And then we went to the Dead Sea. Now, the Dead Sea is the saltiest water in the world. You can't not float in the Dead Sea. It's a very cool experience. So I got the trunks on, and me and the band were heading into the water. And one of the soldiers said, oh, hey guys, if you shave this morning, just know if you get some of that Dead Sea water on your face, it's gonna burn because of the salt content. And I said, oh, bad day to do some manscaping. Hey, whoa. Heads up on that one, would have been way better, guys. So picture walking into the Dead Sea, right? People are floating, it's cool, right? The water gets deeper, and it gets about here. It's like, and it's a religious place. People are there on a religious pilgrimage. They see me doing this, they think that I'm having a religious experience. They're like, wow. And then they told us, if you ever go, by the way, if you ever go to the Dead Sea, you're supposed to take the mud from the Dead Sea and you rub it on your body. It's supposed to have healing properties, right? So the second they told me that, I was like, oh yeah, let's check it in. Oh, that's way better. So, for real, me and the band, we're covered in mud, okay? Head down, just eye holes. And I start getting the giggles, right? One of the guys in the band was like, what's so funny? I'm like, do you ever see Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger? He's covered in mud, and the Predator monster can't see him, right? So I start reenacting that for the band. I'm like, do it. And they start laughing, and when they start laughing, I get bigger. I'm like, Now people think I'm speaking in tongues. They're like... My favorite place I ever got to perform for the troops was in Kandahar, Afghanistan. I got to go on 3 different occasions. Third occasion I went, things had changed a little bit. Soldiers met me and they said, just to give you a heads up, Pete, the Taliban, they found a collection of Russian rockets and they're firing these rockets into the camp. And I'm like, oh, is this different? This is different? Are we in danger? They said, don't worry, they suck, they don't work. So they give me the history behind this, okay? So Russia went to war with Afghanistan in the 80s. Rambo 3, think Rambo 3, that's the time frame, okay? Rambo 3 happens, and Russia leaves Afghanistan, and they leave a bunch of their stuff behind, including these rockets, right? Now, these rockets are supposed to be attached to a rocket launcher. Taliban don't have the rocket launcher, they just have the rockets. So they lean them up against the rock, and with a Bic lighter, like Wile E. Coyote style, like... and just hope that it hits something. They're such dirtbags. It's so funny to me. They're the bad guys. We can actually make laugh at them. Yeah. Okay. So I said, are we in danger? The guy said, no, you know what's gonna happen? We got a radar system set up. Soldiers tell me, we got a radar system set up. We're gonna sense when that rocket's coming into the camp. When you hear that rocket attack siren go off, hit the ground, that's what he tells me, you'll probably be all right. Probably, put a probably in there. So this is for real. I'm performing and I got 1,500 soldiers in front of me. All the different coalition forces are there. And in the background is the mountains of Afghanistan. I'll never forget it. So I said to the soldiers up front, I said, so the Taliban, they're shooting some rockets into the camp? And they're like, yeah. I said, and I'm thinking I'm making a joke. I'm like, from those mountains back there? Is that where they're shooting them from? They're like, oh yeah. Those mountains exactly? Is that where they're shooting them from? Oh yeah. I said, are the Taliban up there right now? Again, I think I'm making a joke. And they're like, oh yeah, they're up there. Are they watching right now? Are they in the mountains? And they're like, 100%. They are very curious as to what's happening here. I'm on a 10-foot stage under white spotlights, wearing a white hockey jersey with a red maple leaf in the middle. Just, Hi, Taliban! I said, this is unique. This has never happened in the history of war, where an entertainer has come to a war zone and performed to both sides of a war. Both good guys and bad guys are watching the show. So I said, I'm gonna take this opportunity, and this is what I told the soldiers. I'm giving you one of these, thumbs up, get home safe, we're proud of you, we love you, get home safe, thumbs up. And for the guys watching in the back, I got a different one for you guys, right? And I flipped off the Taliban, and we all cheered, yeah! 2 minutes later, best heckle ever. I'd like to think in that moment I caused an international incident by flipping off the Taliban, okay? Rocket attack siren goes off in the middle of my show. I'll do an impression for you. This is the rocket attack siren in Kandahar. Rocket attack. A very proper British woman's voice announces, rocket attack. So my reaction was, hey, why would they I'm supposed to lie on the ground. I'm supposed to do one thing. Soldiers come on stage, grab me, bring me off stage, and we get escorted to a bunker. So now I'm in a concrete bunker. I'm like, what are we doing here? We've got to wait for the all clear. So it's me in the bunker with all the different coalition forces that are there. I was there with the Canadians, obviously, and the Americans, the Brits, Australians, Norwegians, Germans. I was in a concrete bunker with Germans. How about that? I said to them, good to see you on the right side this time, guys. They laughed, Vancouver. They laughed. It's okay. They were like, yeah, very much on the wrong side last time, yeah. So I said to the soldiers, why is it a British woman announcing that rocket attack? And they hadn't thought of it. They're like, who knows? I don't know. It's government. They probably had meetings about this. The most articulate voice, the most calming voice. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. But I was talking to a French soldier there, too, and I said, how come it's not in French? And we figured it out pretty quick. It would take too long, right? Like, everybody's dead before he's done talking, so. 4 people applauded that one. Okay, it's okay. No, I'm gonna win it. I'm gonna win it. You all over. You watch. There's a guy from Alabama in the bunker with me. He was cool. I said to him, how come you guys aren't announcing the rocket attack? Because I would have been like, goddamn fucking Taliban bullshit shooting their fucking rocket launcher, roll tide. One guy applauded that. Okay. There was Australian soldiers in the bunker with me. Any Aussies tonight? Any Aussies in the show? Yeah, I love the Aussies. I said to them, how come you guys aren't announcing the rocket attack? And they said, yeah, just do your bit. I said, Are the Aussies laughing? All right, good job, thank you. They're like, didgeridoo, don't do that one again. That's good. I went back to the German soldiers and said, hey, how come you guys aren't announcing the rocket attack? We all had a good laugh. Because it would scare the hell out of everybody, that's why. German announces a rocket attack? Halt, schnell, Achtung, du hast mich gefragt in mich gewiss, will du Mistel Wolle scheinen, wollen aus den vollen Tage? Nein! Almost everybody, okay. This is the one you're all gonna come together on, okay? You ready? I said it should be a Canadian announcing that rocket attack, right? Canadians, we're respected worldwide. When a Canadian has something to say, people are gonna listen. Canadian announces the rocket attack. What? No way. Fuck's sakes. No, guys, the Taliban, they're shooting their fucking shit at us again there. You gotta fucking know. You gotta lie on the ground. I know it fucking sucks, but don't be a bunch of fucking goofs. It's fucking coming in quick there, guys. Fucking motor, you gotta fucking do it, guys. Motor, go! Go like you got ginger shoved up your arse. Go! Is that the one? Good night, Vancouver. Thank you so much. Thank you!